Sì? Oh, hello there.
I had the privilege
To experience this game for the first time.
with my friend.
Peter. And yeah, here's the review if it is actually worth experiencing. Alright, so you have the forest. How does it feel to start a new game for the first time? First impression, guys, the game looks just amazing, and the sound. And I am on the highest possible settings, and I'm recording at the same time, and I'm still getting around 90 FPS. I must say, I'm very pleasantly surprised by the first impressions. It is great. It is immersive, and the sound is amazing. Everything has to be working together, so it gives the feeling of survival, of adventure, of the unknown, of what could possibly lie in the darkness. And this is the thing that this game nails. The graphics are great, but not in a way that you would probably think they are. The textures are alright, but it's the other things working together. The decent visuals with the amazing sound and wind. It's amazing. Like, look at this. Like, honestly, the best thing about this game is the trees. How they look, how they behave in the wind, how they sound, and how you cut them down. Oh my god, like, this is the best part about this game. The cutting of the trees. The physics of the trees are just so immersive, is amazing. The lighting is also good. Yeah, the daylight is something to be expected, but the nighttime is when this game shines. When it is black, and you can hear everything. The sound of the leaves blowing, the screams of your enemies. It is just amazing. This isn't the prettiest game on the market, but it gets the work done. With the sounds and all the other small stuff, it makes amazing atmosphere. Pretty scary at times, and the fact that you don't expect it makes it even better. See? In terms of gameplay, let's start in the survival part. Because, you know, you are in the plane, yeah, going. Bam! Crash into the island! And now you're there. Cannibals around. You have to survive. So the survival portion of this game is very important. Let's say the experience is acceptable, but quite disappointing. Because yeah, you have the hunger bar and the first bar. By eating water, great stuff. By drinking water, you refill your first bar. Duh. And by eating stuff, you will refill your hunger bar. Oh, that's a plain and easy. What's the problem, Ran? You could basically survive by just munching on chocolate bars. Well, if you could find so many, you hungry bastard. Meaning that anything you eat will fill up your hunger bar. Which is kinda obvious in games. I played one game, also survival game, that I will do a review on as well. Green Hell has as well survival style things. It is very comparable to the forest, but there the survival and the eating portion part is done very nice. You don't eat random stuff to refill your hunger bar. You have to actually eat smart, because you don't have the food bar, but you have specific needs that you have to fill. You have your protein, that you have to eat meat to actually get some protein. You have to fill in your carbs, so like bananas and stuff, and also fats that you will find in nuts or other meat. You have to actually think about what you eat, and that makes it much more engaging and fun. And if this kind of system was in this game, it would be great, but this makes the survival kinda shallow. It doesn't go deep as it could. But the hunger and thirst isn't the only thing you will be fighting against in this survival game. You have the tribes people and all the other stuff that you will find out throughout the game. I could describe the AI of these things in one word: amazing. This must be one of the greatest enemy AIs I have ever played against. These things feel alive. Firstly, they just go around you. They don't even attack you. They're kinda curious. They make tactics to get you. They will try to get behind your back. They will attack in groups. Sometimes they will not attack and retreat. Then they will come back with more friends. They will try to save their people, work together. It is amazing. They also add to the atmosphere of the game because they scream. The sounds they make are scary. Their movements are unpredictable. They're confused as much as you are, which is just lovely. And if every game had these kind of mechanics, it would be just game changer. Apparently, these tribesmen have routes around the map that they go around, so you can build a base around the area that is not as tribesmen interested in. That's English. Or you will go right into the heat. You will build your base on the route of these tribal men and you will get constantly attacked. And the aggression and the difficulty increases over time, so you will have the challenge appropriate to your game state, I guess. And then they will actually try to fight you. They will go around you and bash you, and you will take your stuff and beat them as well. And it is kind of lame. Like, it is alright. The combat is nothing to be bragged about. It is decent. I won't be pulling my pants down over this combat. It is there and it is okay. It isn't bad, it isn't good. The main problem is when they fight you, it doesn't seem so smart as are their movements around the map. And your weapons are also quite interesting. You can do a bunch of things with your weapons. You can craft new ones, find new ones, you can make them. You can put cloth around those things and light them on fire, but it's still, the weapons don't seem that different to each other. Some weapons swing faster and some do more damage. It just doesn't feel that impactful, so the game could use more weapons with more impact, and the combat with the AI could be just a bit more fluid.
The game has still problems, and
Few of them, I guess.
first of all, it has a lot of bugs, but thank God they are not game breaking, and
If you are open-minded, it is more fun than broken. But one of these bugs I cannot just fathom, right? This is an elk. You run into it and you hit it.
what does it do?
It stays there and watches you kill it. It doesn't move. If you hit one of these creatures, like pigs, elks, or whatever they are called, they do not move, they do not run away, and let you go into the town with them.
This was honestly ridiculously weird, and
I'm surprised, because this is a finished version, this wasn't fixed. Like, this is just, what? How?
then you have a lot of clipping issues,
Stuff not showing, stuff disappearing, a lot of the good gaming stuff.
and then you have co-op. And this game, I must say, is preferable to play with your friends.
It makes it just so much better, and I mean, run. Naturally, everything is better with your friends, and yes, but this is much more suited to be played with friends, because the survival part is so much more enjoyable. Base building, and I mean, my god, the base building is great, we will get to that. The grind that you have to put to build a good base is absolutely insane. If I didn't have a friend, it would take so much time to build up our base. The cost of the structures is insane. If it wasn't that we were two people doing it, and me talking about my YouTube insecurities, it would take bloody hours, which it did, but alone, insane. Other thing is, like, this game had co-op from the nearly very beginning, and there's still some stuff that doesn't make sense. For example, you cannot drop items. Well, yes, you have a tray, like crafting thing. You will put thing and you will show it and he can take it. But that's just such a bullshit. Cannot you just make a code that makes you drop things from your backpack? Like a survival game that doesn't have it. It just mind-boggling that this doesn't exist. And there were other issues relating co-op, but we could be here for a while. Characters not loading right, spawning with a new character, difficulty ramping a bit too fast, I guess, and other things not important.
But even with these issues, this game is great.
But if you have friends or some people you can play with, this game is great. I think it is made to be played in co-op, and I think you should give it a try if you can. But the game still has problems. Besides the bugs, it just feels bare bones.
I would call this problem, this game needs a bit more.
What I mean, everything should have had a bit more stuff, bit more polish, bit better. There should be bit more weapons to craft. There should be bit more smoother combat. The textures should be bit more better. The AI, although it's great, should have a better fighting style. There should be more to explore. There should be a better story. Like, the ending is good. Like, you have a choice and you have to make it, which is interesting. But the stories has a beginning and has an end, but the middle part is nowhere. It should have more fauna and fauna, like the creatures and the plants, right? Also, the water does not look that good, I think. Let's compare it to the Cyberpunk, right? A game that came out unfinished with missing features. And in my opinion, this game does not have missing features. All the features that are there are great, but they just need more polish. They need to be more finished, which they aren't. And this game is currently finished and they're making a new one. Figure that out. But then we have the base building, and I mean, it is great. The base that you will build looks amazing and feels great. You have a lot of stuff you can build, from drying racks, shacks, water collectors, walls, and even traps, which are ridiculously funny. Usually you will step on them and die yourself. Towers. And also, when you kill the enemy, put him on the ground and take an axe and chop him, you can build an effigy, which is a very interesting idea and I like it indeed. At the end, when you look at the base, you will feel proud. And you will say, this is my base. It is amazing. Although it might not be even that good, but it's yours and it feels great. The grind is insane. If you're playing it alone, the base building will be insanely grindy because some items, some things you will build just cost way too much. Still wish there were more buildings or maybe something to be unlocked throughout the game. I mean, the base game is great. It has a solid base, but sadly it is not build upon. The things feel a bit bare bones and you wish there were more stuff. And the funny part is they are already making a sequel, so I hope that the sequel will have this stuff finished. It will be more in-depth and more fun. But I mean, this game gets a solid 7 out of 10. It is a bit crappy, not? No, it isn't. 7 is a good score. If this game was bad, I wouldn't be playing it. And definitely not reviewing it. And obviously, the 7 is because there's a lot of stuff that is unfinished in my opinion and needs more polish in this game. And there are also two things that quite heavily weigh on the score. First of all, if you have friends, as I did, this game goes from 6 to 7 because that's just the way it should be experienced. Or you love survival games and it still gets 7 out of 10. Overall, I think you should give it a try. If you never played a survival game, this will be fun. This game is exciting. The first time you drop inside, the atmosphere is great. You have no idea what you do. Don't spoil it for yourself. Just play through it, and the first time you will play it, you will enjoy it immensely. By the way, consider subscribing and joining us on this journey. This group is great, it is a lot of fun. Also drop a like, and I hope you enjoyed, guys. I will see you next time. Take care and ciao ciao.